Hello, my lovelies. Let's go ahead and take a look at the week ahead. This is for June from the 14th to the 20th. So let's begin. This first card that I'm pulling is going to be for the first half of the week. So first half of the week, we have the middle of the week, and we have the end of the week. So let's go ahead and take a look here. All right, so for the first card, we have the Hermit. So this is actually one of my favorite cards. I love the Hermit. The Hermit is really about introspection for the first half of your week. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of like inner healing, a lot of inner work. And a reminder with this card is that it's okay to go your own path. Like, you don't have to do everything that everyone else is doing. You are lighting your own path here for yourself. And this is somebody who doesn't really care about fitting in or about being perfect. You are just doing what you are being called to. So when we see this card coming up here for the first half of the week, this is really indicating that this is a time where you're really going to be focusing on yourself, on your growth, on your happiness. And again, not really being worried about what other people are doing and just doing some soul searching for the first half of this week. Let's take a look here and see what the middle of the week is looking like for you. We have Three of Coins. So this is a card with a lot of growth. So I feel like you're going to be doing a lot of reading or in some ways educating yourself on something. This could be something new. I really feel like with this Hermit card here being in the first part of the week that there's something here that happens where you kind of get this aha moment. And so it looks almost like you're doing some research or you're expanding your knowledge in some way, in some aspect during the middle of the week. And so for our third card here, this is representing again of the ending of the week here, we have the King of Swords. Ooh, this is really interesting because this is a lot about knowledge. It's a lot about wisdom. It's a lot about going your own path here. And to end the week here with the King of Swords is pretty dang cool. The King of Swords is somebody who's very logical, somebody who's very analytical. And so it really indicates to me here that you're doing a lot of growth when it comes to your beliefs, your knowledge, your wisdom. And this is somebody who can really hold their own in an argument. The King of Swords is really somebody who can argue really, really well. And they're not like an argumentative person, but they can really hold their own when it comes to an argument because they have the facts, they have the knowledge. And this is somebody who's pretty unshakable when it comes to their opinions and things, and when it comes to what they believe in and everything that they've learned. So now that we've looked at the tarot cards, let's go ahead and pull some oracle cards as well. So again, this is the first half of the week, the middle of the week, and the end of the week. So for the first card here, ooh, we've got the card here of love. Okay, so true feelings. So this can also indicate the first half of this week, you're really connecting with your partner. Maybe you run into somebody. Maybe that there's somebody here that you meet that really helps kind of expand your knowledge, expand your consciousness. And that's maybe why we're seeing the Hermit here, because it's like this person kind of changes your point of view on things or gives you a new idea that really intrigues you and really interests you. Let's see about the middle of the week. We have Test. Look for a divine test. This is really interesting. I really feel like a lot of this reading has to do with spiritual growth and really finding your path this week. And it's almost like you're kind of understanding too, with all this knowledge and all this spiritual growth that you're seeing. It's almost like you're kind of understanding that the challenges that you've been through, the things that you've been through in the past, it wasn't happening to you, it was happening for you. And it was almost like it was a test to see how you handled this. Were you growing? Were you evolving? Or were you staying in a negative mindset? I feel like these tests that you've been given by the universe are to help propel you into who you truly are meant to be in life. Here's the thing, is that life is never easy for anyone. And unfortunately, sometimes life is going to be tough. And it's really shown you that these tests really do actually bring you spiritual growth and development. Our last of the week is protection. You are protected. I like this. This is really great. And this is also a good reminder too, to really think about how you can protect your energy and your space. In fact, the King of Swords is somebody who has very good judgment and has very good discernment about people. And so I don't think that there's any coincidence that we see the King of Swords and the protection card here together, because this really indicates that you might really have to actually cut some people out of your life. You know, there might be some negative people that are trying to influence you or trying to affect you in a negative way here. And when we see the King of Swords and the protection together, it's really saying that you were really relying on a lot of good judgment and discernment to make that decision on how you handle these people in your life. You know, are you going to allow them to continue to send you negative energy or be a negative influence in your life? Or are you going to make a change here where they no longer have that access to your energy? All right, so one last set of oracle cards here to finish the reading. So again, we have the first half of the week, the middle of the week, and the end of the week. So for the first of the week here, we have reveal. Ooh, okay. So this is really cool. It's also kind of mysterious because the fact that we're seeing the love card here, if I can even pick it up, the fact that we're seeing the love card here as well, it's almost like somebody's revealing true feelings and true emotions for you. This might be somebody who has really had a challenge with doing so. And I also get here too, now that I'm seeing all the pieces to the puzzle here, with this Hermit, this can also indicate too that maybe you've been going through a time in your life where you've been feeling a little bit lonely as well too. The Hermit is not necessarily a lonely person, but is somebody who might feel a little bit alone in their path at the time. So this is really interesting because I do feel like somebody is revealing love for you or feelings for you or emotions for you in the beginning of this week, in addition to everything else that we're seeing here. All right, so now for the middle of the week, we have communicate. Ooh, this is so cool because whenever we see the swords in tarot, those are always about thoughts, mental dialogue, communication. And so we're seeing the communicate card here. And so I really feel like this is going to be a week where you really speak out. You know, you speak your mind, you speak your beliefs, you really step up and speak out about what you think about things, what you believe, your opinions, all of those things. And I feel like a lot of it has to do with a lot of this new knowledge and wisdom and education that's coming forward for you this week. All right, and then our final card here for the end of the week is rest. Oh my gosh, I love this. I know I need to rest. So while you're doing a lot of things this week, you're putting a lot of energy forward in education, researching, things like that. It is very, very important too that you're getting your rest and that you're taking care of yourself, because here's the thing, is that if you're not taking care of yourself, you're not giving yourself the time to rejuvenate, you're just not going to be able to function. And you're somebody who is very intellectual, somebody who's very analytical. You need your rest. You might have a hard time kind of quieting your mind, but this is a week to really focus on meditating, on really focusing on calming the inner dialogue, the things that are keeping you up at night, because rejuvenation is going to be very, very important for you this week, so you're not overdoing it. So guys, this looks like a very productive week for the collective. It looks like this is going to be a week of a lot of ideas, a lot of wisdom, and a lot of knowledge coming forward. And I think it has to do with a lot of spiritual growth. Please let me know in the comments what you resonated with the most, and I hope you have a beautiful, blessed week ahead.